Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is Friday, January 7th, 2022. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time, a minute or so before 8 o'clock Central, to review strategies, success stories, tactics, tips, and updates. And today we have a very significant update for you. So I sent out a reminder to each of you this morning to alert you of it. And of course, this recording will go out later today. If all's going well, I'm sharing my screen right now, and there's actually two windows. The first is kind of cleaning up an outstanding issue. We were talking on a recent training about having a landing page that you drive people into where the call to action is to get a free funding proposal. And so this is the landing page that Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, has set up, I think, for most of you. But if you don't have that, Scott can set it up. So you don't have to work with Scott for a landing page. But the point is, having a landing page to drive people to makes a lot of sense. And there's different campaigns or pitches that you could have on a landing page. This is one of the most successful, whereby your call to action, what you're trying to get the prospect to do, is simply move forward to get a free funding proposal. Now, one of the items that you notice would be this, the credit builder loans up to $20,000. I'm going to table that and come back to it. It's going to tie to our main topic today, is this is available through the same lender that we're announcing over here on the right-hand side. So we'll table this and come back to it. Let's go ahead and get to our agenda. So our agenda for today, January 7th, 2022, is to announce a new guaranteed financing option for access to capital clients. So this isn't a new program. This is just a new emphasized source of capital. So we'll talk about how people access it and how it works, I think, in quite a bit of detail as we go along. So background, many of your access to capital clients will qualify for cash funding. We see many clients getting multiple cash funding offers for their first tranche of financing. Based upon their individual credibility, they might get approved for a little bit, they might get approved for a lot, but that's the preference, right? To bring clients in and get them immediate injection of cash funding, which puts money in your pocket as well. But as we continue on, however, some clients will not qualify for cash funding offers when they first enroll. So that doesn't mean that they won't be successful going through the process. Doesn't mean that we don't still guarantee them the 100,000. Just means upfront for their first tranche, some people don't get cash funding offers. If you've not seen that yet, you will. So we have a new guaranteed financing option. So that when we refer to this package, we're going to call it the guaranteed financing option. That's why the G and the F is capitalized. And so it is designed specifically to help all of those people that don't qualify for cash funding, so they get their first round of financing immediately, and they can use that to finance their refundable deposit, and we can build out their loan package. Why? Because we need a loan package to proceed with the larger capital raise. Okay, so that's the background. And so again, clarifying, we have a new option for those who do not receive cash funding that gives them the option to pay for their deposit. Okay, so there's the background. Now let's talk about specifics, devil's in the details, right? So what are some key factors to consider? The new guaranteed financing option is specifically for those who do not qualify for cash funding. So we will not be offering that 0% offer anymore. Those people that are on it's fine, but we will not be offering the 0% financing any longer. Instead, we're using the new guaranteed financing option, and I'll describe more of its benefits. This, of course, is still the same 50-50 split with you as our white label partner. But you got to understand, this is for higher risk people. So the finance company does hold the first payment in escrow. So each month, and we'll get down to the process, we'll do a distribution with you, but just keep in mind These are high-risk people that didn't get cash funding, and the finance company holds that first payment in escrow. So will you get your normal $1,250? Absolutely, assuming that it's a $2,500 financing for the refundable deposit. All right, so what are some of the benefits of the new guaranteed financing option? Well, it's set up to have low monthly payments, so it's not weekly. When we were doing the 0% financing, it got some pushback because some people said, hey, I don't want to pay weekly. And so now we're away from that weekly. It is low monthly payments. It does report on their credit. So it's really a new primary trade line. So they're getting double benefit because obviously these are the folks that didn't qualify for a cash funding offer to begin with. So there must be something going on with their credibility on paper. So now we're building their credibility on paper by adding a new primary trade line that reports on their credit profile as a new positive, it reports new positive payment history. There is guaranteed approval regardless of credit scores or income. So it's correct. There's no minimum credit score. There's actually no credit check, by the way, but there's no minimum credit score and no minimum income to qualify. So it will work for anyone. All right. Financing their loan package is very affordable. Here's what the payments are as of today. Now, the reason I caveat that is what you and I know is that we're most likely going to see increases in interest rates this year. The Fed, the Federal Reserve, has pretty much assured us that interest rates are going to go up multiple times. And we don't have to get into some political or economic discussion, but theoretically, interest rates should be set at 2 points above inflation. And right now it's inverse of that. So it's a great time to borrow money. It will get more expensive. So I can only quote as of right now, this could change. Now, again, it's financing the 2,500s. It's not going to have a dramatic change, but if interest rates go up, then this number won't be exactly correct. But as of now, it would cost them $211.15 per month. And that's reporting, and they can pay it off early, of course, and that's reporting on their credit profiles. Now, we'll pay this payment for them, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. So if they have a cash flow issue and they say, well, wait, I don't even have enough money to pay the $211.15 per month, we'll pay for it for them, and that's forthcoming. It's also real flexible because they can set the preferred payment date. Do they want to pay it the 1st of each month or the 15th of each month or the 25th of each month? So it's flexible in that regard. And this finance company will even, if times are a little bit tight, they can even push that date back a little bit if they're running tight in a given month. So it's very consumer friendly. Now, the point I brought up a moment ago, and so this is not only highlighted, but it's highlighted and in red, that we are happy to pay the $211.15 per month for your clients, so they don't have to pay it. However, the deal is they would need to become a white label partner and remain compliant. And then if they do that, then not only would they get the white label income, we'll also cover this for them. And some will be interested in that, some won't. Of course, you as a regional vice president would put that white label partner under you. You're going to earn 25% overrides, and we've done a different training. You should see around $25,000 a month from each white label partner who is active and compliant that's on your team. It doesn't cost them anything to be a white label partner. And as we've talked about, it doesn't cost you anything to be a regional vice president if you choose to. Now, this also does encourage compliance because, as I mentioned, it does report positively on their credit profiles if they pay on time. But guess what happens if they don't pay on time? Then it reports negatively. And we had a couple calls yesterday from clients. One client tried to contest the payments, said, oh, I didn't agree to that. Of course, we've got documentation, and the finance company, I think, always wins. So that person disputed the payment, they lost the dispute, got hit with all those fees retroactively, and then they're calling us kind of with their leg between their tail between their legs, saying, well, oh, I'm sorry, now I want to get compliant and work with you. So it's a dual-edged sword, right? So this finance company is going to report positively as these folks pay on time, and then if they don't pay on time, it will report negatively. Zahn asked a good question, and it's fine if you don't want your clients to be a white label partner. This is a presentation or an educational session between us and you, Zahn, and others as white label partners. And so if you don't want us to compensate your clients and offset their cost, that is fine. Spencer's got a question before we continue on. It's a good one. What about current customers? So yes, we can offer this to current customers as well. It's live today. It's up and operational. Okay, let's get down to the process, which thank you both, Zahn and Spencer, for your questions. Spencer actually leads us nicely into the process. So I'll mention a couple pre-bullets that's not listed here. So of course, you should know, as a white label partner, first you get clients under agreement with you. We have the agreement template on the white label page. We've covered that. Once you have the client under agreement with you, then you submit them on the white label client submission form, also on the white label page. We've already covered that. You should know that. Once you've submitted them, then within 24 hours, we should be sending them a white label version of the funding proposal app via Adobe, copying you. And then you want to encourage them to fill that out. Once they fill that out, it comes back, and then we look for funding offers. And that's kind of where we start here on this bullet. If they do not qualify for any cash funding offers, and keep in mind, that's not a shotgun. There's no hard inquiries. It's not committing them to anything. But right out of the chute, we want to help clients get their first tranche financing, first round of financing as soon as possible. How much will they get? It depends upon their credibility, often between 10 and 70,000. But if they don't get any cash funding offers, then here we are. So then we will send them this guaranteed financing offer. It's going to go out through Adobe. We'll not go through Adobe. It'll be an email link. Sorry. So it'll be email link. You will be notified, of course, of this. So scratch that. I misspoke. They're not getting an Adobe. They're going to get, we'll submit them into the portal, and then they'll get an email directly from the lender with the offer. And the offer, as of today, until interest rates change, will be for a 12-month repayment term at $211.15 per month. The lender does set up a portal for us, and it does not have the ability to copy you. So you'll get a separate notification that that's happening. And of course, we have Madison, our funding coordinator. She's here to assist you with any questions or concerns you have about the process, or specifically about clients that's going through this. So again, who does this apply to? It applies to access to capital clients that did not receive a cash funding offer. It's not your fault if they don't get a cash funding offer. It's not our fault. It's their circumstances, their decisions, their credibility that allows them to get cash funding offers. A lot of people get a lot of cash up front, and many of you have seen that. However, in some cases, people won't get any cash funding offers. That is who this is applicable to. So the last bullet here is, keep in mind, if they don't get any cash funding offers, and then they say, hey, I don't want this. I don't want this guaranteed financing. They do not have to accept it, because the way the agreement is written, and again, you may be changing it because you're a white label partner and you can change it how you want, but the way the agreement normally is written and intended is to say, hey, we'll bring you offers. You are not required to accept any offer. And we certainly aren't going to accept offers on their behalf. So the end result is, if they say, no, I don't want to accept that offer, then what you would do is you would invoice them, because you've made them a financing offer. We've tried diligently with over 30 different lenders, and we've got them one. And if they don't like the one that they qualify for, they still owe you the 2,500 and they can just pay you directly via credit card or Bitcoin or PayPal or whatever you want. Okay, Andre picked up a good point and I skipped over it accidentally. Here it is. So when we put the funding offer in for them into the lender's portal, which will generate notification to them, they have 15 days to accept. That's over 2 weeks, obviously. So Andre and others, we feel like that's a reasonable amount of time for them to decide, do they want this guaranteed financing or not? And after 15 days, the offer will expire. So you can let me know, Andre or others, if you have concerns about that, but that's 15 days to make a decision, because at that point, we've already exhausted over 30 other lenders who all have declined to offer any cash funding to the client. Now we're offering them guaranteed financing and we give them a 15-day window. So we're not rushing them, but they got a 15-day window. And if they don't accept it in 15 days, then the offer is off the table. And so then all you need to do, it's not a big dramatic issues, you just will invoice them, because you know that they owe you 2,500. They know that they should know that they owe you 2,500 for the refundable deposit. What we've collectively done is offer to help them find financing for that. We did find them financing for that, and they've been offered that. So Andre, let me know if you have questions or concerns on that. Now, I know we originally had a different topic scheduled for today, and so some of you joined us about that. We'll cover that original topic on Monday. So I apologize if some of you were expecting a different topic today. This became priority when the decision was made to discontinue offering the 0% financing and instead switch over to this. This is preferential for us because there's a third-party company that's administering it, doing the reporting, doing the collections, taking care of all of that, and it lessens the burden on us to handle those folks that are not getting cash financing offers. And it's good for the client too, because it builds a new primary trade line. Renee asked a good question. So Renee is asking why 15 days? Where was that again? Here, why 15 days versus less? And in fact, that the lender, that's the shortest window that the lender allows us to extend. They frankly do allow us to offer longer than 15 days for approval, but that's the shortest time frame. So we have chosen the shorter time frame because Renee's proposing, hey, why don't we give them 72 hours? If they can't make a decision in 72 hours, what the heck? But in this case, the shortest window that we have is 15 days, and that's in fact what we're extending to them. All right, so Pierre says, okay, this makes sense. Are you notified of the client's approval of the first tranche? So yes, yeah, you'll be notified, and then all of you, it's really important. You know, we started the monthly reconciliation calls, and so you should be having your monthly reconciliation calls with our compliance department. That's where they'll reconcile, okay, here's how much we owe you from the money that came in from your monthly pay clients, if we want to call them that, and then going through all of your clients. So those monthly reconciliation calls that we've been talking about and promoting and encouraging is important. So you may have seen invoices come your way because you have clients outstanding that you owe us for, that of course the clients owe you for. We're not trying to get you to pay us before the client pays you, but we're just making you aware, hey, here's your current running balance if applicable. So it's through those reconciliation calls, which are not with me, those reconciliation calls, that it's crucial to resolve that, determine how much is owed to you, and get you paid. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. All right, Winston's got a question. Is this offer strictly to individuals as opposed to business entities? That's a great point, Winston. So on the first tranche of financing, pretty much everything that we do is going to be at the individual level. Then once we have built their loan package, then we can move to the business for funding. But until we have the loan package and the data gathered, we're not ready to use the business for financing. So yes, sir, all sources of well, I shouldn't say that, almost all sources of first tranche financing will be associated with the individual, not with the business, where we can pivot with the loan package for the larger capital raise to be business-based. Thank you, Winston. And yes, all of you have been provided Madison's information. She's our in-house funding coordinator. She actually just walked in the door just now. She starts at normally 8:30 in the morning. She's here early. And so you can get with Madison on questions on this and client status or what have you. She's your main point of contact. She's much more accessible than I am during the day. All right, a couple more questions and we'll wrap up. Zahn asked, how will we be notified that the client accepted the financing? So yes, we will let you know. So we're going to need to let you know when we've sent this out to them to offer it to them. And then we'll need to let you know once they have accepted it and set it up. And so that is some reporting burdens that we have to let you know what their status is. All right, so tying back over here, I promised to hit back on this. So this lender that we're working with for the guaranteed financing, and this may confuse some, so I say this cautiously, they will go up to $20,000. They will go up to $20,000 with no credit check, no income verification. The truth is we can put this in for $2,500, which is what we've been talking about. But the truth is also we can put in up to $20,000 that will report an even larger trade line on their credit profile. But when we go above and beyond the $2,500, this is what's called a credit builder loan, because these are high risk individuals, right? These are the folks that didn't get a cash funding offer. So we can, in fact, get anyone, and that's this bullet on this landing page that we started by talking about. This is true. This is real. We can get any client a credit builder loan up to $20,000 with no credit check or income verification, and it goes through the same portal, the same financing company. All right, last question, and then I'm going to run. All right, so Doug asked, for those clients that recently received 0% offers prior to this, do they have the option? Yeah, so any 0% offers that are outstanding are still live and valid. We will not be offering the 0% financing option to anyone else. So the line in the sand is as of this morning. If they already have a 0% financing offer, they can run with that. And because this isn't 0%, this is going through a finance company and there's interest attached. That's the way finance companies work. All right, well, thanks everyone. We'll see you back on Monday morning, and just feel free to reach out to Madison, our funding coordinator, for assistance, and have a great day, great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.